Christina here for Card Player TV for another edition of Strategy. I'm here with Scott Seiver. Scott, how's it going?
Going great.
I wanted to talk to you about playing a Maniac in a six-handed cash game. Say they're to your left, which is the worst thing. So how do you know, if they're three-betting you a lot, how do you know whether to tighten up your opening range or start four-betting light? What else can you kind of do to deal with a Maniac to your left?
Well, basically what you said, you want to do both those things, but they're two different things. You want to tighten up your opening range. You want to play less hands overall. But the ones you do want to play, you want to play one of two ways. Either very aggressively, like you said, so four-betting a lot, because you're going to have a tighter range because you played less hands, or you can just try and trap them and call and check call, and the Maniac's going to keep betting everything he has, so he'll never give you credit for a big hand, because most people tend to be like, oh wow, I got aces against a Maniac, I'm going to, four-bet him and he's just going to go crazy. But Maniacs usually, only put in that first raise, so if you can slow down, you can usually win a big pot.
Does it matter your stack sizes if you're deeper or if you're more shallow, whether you want to four-bet or if you want to start playing just tighter?
The deeper you are, the tighter you want to play. When you're more shallow, you can just start four-betting, because once they're all in, there's really not much they can do anymore. But with deeper play, you can wait till the flop, turn, or even river till you show any aggression.
What if they're to your right, which is obviously the much better situation?
Certainly.
How do you... Are you wanting to just call them in position? How do you kind of deal with the Maniac who's opening a ton of hands and they're to your right?
I would usually just call in position with a ton of hands as well, because this is what we want. We want to be able to play a lot of hands in position when we're playing poker, and this Maniac is going to let us. So if he's not going to slow down when he sees us calling a bunch, the more hands we choose to call, the more hands we're able to play profitably. So I would just try to call as many hands as I thought I could.
Now, how do you play post-flop after that? Because I feel like sometimes if I'm playing a Maniac and I want to call in position, it's hard if they're betting huge on every flop, and I feel like I'm bleeding a lot. If I don't hit, I don't know what to, you know what I'm saying? So how do you kind of do with that?
Honestly, just waiting usually works in this spot, where you just wait till you hit like any pair and just call no matter what comes, basically, because you'll bleed until you hit the pair, but it doesn't take that many times till you hit at least something, and then just call down. And basically, hold on and hope you're good.
Can you also capitalize on a Maniac when they're raising a lot and then you see other good players calling in position because you know that they know that the Maniac's playing wide, so do you ever squeeze there?
Certainly, but basically from what I said before, good players should be calling a lot here, which includes like queens, kings, aces. So you want to be careful when a good player is calling a Maniac, because they could back four-bet you very easily and you'd be in a really tough spot.
Well, thank you so much. That really helps.
Sure, no problem.
Christina with Scott Seiver for Card Player TV.